Hey there guys, how's it going? It's Afraid Not, and I'm back with another Black Ops 3 video. And if you haven't already noticed, this video is rendered in 60 frames a second. It's my first, I think, Call of Duty game that's actually rendered in 60 frames from console anyway, so I'm pretty excited about it. It was my birthday on Sunday and I got the Elgato HD 60, so I was a really lucky boy. And so yeah, make sure you put that on just for the optimal viewing experience, if you will. And I think this is my first gameplay with the Dark Matter camo as well, so if you're a bit unsure on why I'm running around with a pink gun, it's because it is the Dark Matter camo. So yeah, it's something that I was actually really proud of doing. I know you can't really be proud of a lot of things you do in COD, but getting the Dark Matter camo was quite a grind, and yeah, I was quite happy to get over the line for that one. As you can tell by the title of the video, I am going to be talking about the Keemstar drama that happened last weekend, and I'll give you just a rough basic outline of what happened. He uploaded a video to Drama and he was reporting that I think it was a 59-year-old or 54-year-old man back in 2011 got arrested for having a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old girl, which he met through a game called RuneScape. Now, I'm not really that familiar about it. I know about it, but I've never ever played it. But yeah, this guy met this 13-year-old girl back in 2011, got arrested for it, and he is still in jail. But that's not what was reported. What was reported is that this guy had been released from jail, and he was currently streaming on Twitch under another or a new account. Well, it turns out that this other account wasn't the same guy, obviously, because he's still in jail. So Keemstar's fans in the thousands obviously went to this guy. I think his name's Tony, and he is 62 and he plays RuneScape, so, and I can see the similarities, but it's definitely not the same person. If you put two pictures, I've seen the two pictures of both the guys, you can't really say they're the same person. I don't think you can really, but the journalists for Keemstar obviously do. I'll get to that in a bit anyway. So obviously all of the fans of Keemstar have all gone to this guy's Twitch stream, sent him a load of abuse, brought this gentleman to tears, which was really sad to see. I mean, no one wants to see anyone, especially in their 60s, crying, do you know what I mean? But yeah, so anyway, after about 3 hours of the video going up, Keem actually took the video down and then made another video just to say, right, we've made a complete fuck up here. The guys that advised me about this story have got it wrong, etc, etc. The video should never have gone up, and they're trying to do everything they can to say sorry and reimburse and do whatever they can just to help this guy, you know, grow or do whatever, and just say sorry, really. So let me start by telling you my stance on Keemstar, you know, the YouTuber as such. In all honesty, I've probably watched 5 episodes or 5 videos of Drama Alert in my whole life, and 2 of them were just flooded to me in my inbox on Twitter. They were just like, oh, you got to watch these videos, you got to watch this video, and one of them was the Basher one. And although sometimes I do find him entertaining, I really do. I mean, that whole Basher one, when he actually had him in for the interview and then Basher said something about, you know, oh, at least I got to fuck her in the ass or something like that, it was funny. It was funny to me, and it was entertaining, but it's not enough for me to support that show, and I'll tell you why. That show's whole purpose is to ruin people's YouTube careers, if you want to call it YouTube careers. That is predominantly what it is, for entertainment. I mean, Keemstar does do it in an entertaining way, he's very gifted in that way, but that is generally what the whole thing is. Anything that he reports on is never good news, it's always things, you know, digging up dirt on people, although that they, or you know, somehow something might have got public, Keemstar will then broadcast it to another 400,000 people. I mean, a lot of people don't really need that, to be honest. If you're in a bad place and you've made a video that, you know, because you fucked up or whatever, you know, I haven't really got any examples at hand, but if you make something public and then remove it straight away, maybe that should just be removed off the internet. But obviously this is the internet, nothing's ever removed, and if that video stays up for an hour or whatever, Keemstar will find that video, he'll upload it and say, look what this guy's done, this, that and the other. And he doesn't form opinions, I'll give him that. On his videos it's always reporting, it's never his own opinion, but he'll always report things in a way that you will get a negative feeling from it, and that is just the way it is. He's very gifted at it, and I'll give him credit for that. But unfortunately, when you run that kind of channel and when you have all that kind of negativity surrounding your channel, because I do generally believe that a lot of people who watch that video are quite negative people in general. I've spoken to a lot of people who support Drama Alert, and they're just not the most optimistic, happiest people in the world. They're really not. But when you run that kind of channel as a whole, a news channel, you are going to have fuck ups. I mean, in every single work, career, whatever, you are going to have fuck ups. Now, I don't know how this one, I mean, it is a fuck up, and it really is a serious fuck up, because you can't just brand someone to be a paedophile when they're not. You just can't. It's something that people just shouldn't do, and there should be a law against, and I think there is a law against actually branding someone to a million, like, you know, loads of people. I'm sure there is a law somewhere. I don't know if it's in the US, but I'm sure there is one over here. But you just cannot do that. I mean, that is something that's fucking serious. It really is. And to see this guy when he broke down, I was just like, you know... I just think with Drama Alert there needs to be a much more hardcore screening process. Now, I'm not talking about the little stories it comes out with when people like Optic are being hacked and things like that. If that gets reported on, your journalists come to you and say this is what's happened, I get him for just, you know, reporting that. But when you start talking about paedophiles, the person whose channel and reputation who is at stake, which is Keemstar, he needs to do the checks himself. He needs to go back to his journalist and say, right, where did you get this information from? Show me the 2 pictures. Let me just see if that is. I mean, he said in his video that his journalist shouldn't have gone by 2 pictures and saying, yeah, they look the same. I mean, that isn't a way to do journalism. I mean, I'm not a journalist, but that is a really poor way of doing it. And for Keem to come out and actually report it in the first place, I think was a serious error from him, because this is so serious. And you're affecting someone's life, potentially, and he has, I think, affected an innocent person's life because of it. He needs to do his thorough checks himself, especially on stories as serious as this, and I do generally believe that Keemstar generally feels bad about it. And I've seen his videos after. I know from what I've seen of him on like a podcast, I mean, I watch a podcast that he's on. I don't really watch it as much as I used to, but I got to know him a little bit better, and I do know that he does take pride in his work. And although I don't agree with his work, this guy really does care, and I do generally believe that. And I see a lot of people giving him a lot of hate over it, which is fully understandable, and he's going to have to accept that. And this whole thing will blow over. Now, this guy Tony, he's refused any compensation or anything that Keem has offered to help him, because he has offered him a lot of things, and he's actually offered him, I think, a trip over to RuinCom or whatever it's called. I don't know. It's like an event where all these RuneScape people go to meet and greet and all that kind of thing. I'm guessing it's going to be like Minecom or whatever, but he's also shouting out his live stream whenever this guy goes live, and he's getting him thousands and thousands of concurrent viewers. So I know that Keem is doing everything he can. I do think that he will learn from this, he will move on, and I don't think that he'll do anything like this again. Like, I don't think he won't do the necessary check, especially on something as serious as this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a rating, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.